Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. We have great honor and privilege to host on our series Oneness. We have Mr. Visvin Reddy and the African Democratic Change, of which he is the leader, present here at the ashram today. And I go back, I think, in the same time when Visvin was in politics. 2001, what you was doing, Visvin?
I was in the city council.
You was in the city council. Okay, at that point in time, I made a public political appearance with a political party that I'm not going to mention. The leader is late, but Visvin, if he follows the thread carefully, he'll catch up. Okay, so at that point in time, Visvin Reddy was the left and the right-hand man of Mr. the late Rajbansi. Yes? Okay. I was in a political organization that I joined because of the cover. And the cover was of that political organization. It was a faith-based political party from Chatsworth. It had on the face and leadership a pastor, a Maulana, a guru, and this appealed to me. As I've stated earlier, when Visvin was here on the 8th of May, I became an activist when I was in Standard 8, Sastry College, 1978, during the school boycotts. Since then, I have not stopped being an activist. I'm 58 years old today. I'm a guru, and I am a guru activist. Okay? I believe there's a former policeman in this. Came with you, Visvin? Put your hands up, please. Okay. So I have Mr. Dana Vishwam, also a former policeman. I think you're trained together. And then I have Strini, the harmonium player, who is from the Navy. So even if you become a guru, the policeman doesn't leave you. So in this satsang, Visvin, heads roll, I rock, and I bash. Because the militancy cannot leave you, especially if it's ingrained from your youth. So you'll always be militant, and if you are militant, you'll be an activist. And being an activist is what God loves, Visvin. God sent you on this earth to be an activist. Okay? And today I'm addressing an all-Indian audience, and based on this audience, I'm going to have a discussion. So Indians generally, Visvin, you'll agree with me, are armchair politicians in front of the big screen. All right? So they'll see politics on news and they'll give various views, but they won't get up from their backside and go to the voting station and vote. The husband, over a few beers, whiskeys, brandies, he'll formulate a new constitution for the country. And when the husbands are gone to work, the wives will tell their friends what the new constitution should be for this country. And Visvin, whilst I'm remembering, I hope you do not follow in the footsteps of our previous singing president.
We sing the right songs.
Yeah, it's hard. I hope he didn't set a precedent. Okay? So you'll have a singing leader here. Watch him carefully. Make sure he does not associate anyone with the surname Gupta. Okay, coming back, I'm appealing, this discourse will be posted on many religious and spiritual groups in South Africa where people of Indian descent will be reading and watching this discourse. Get up and go and vote. It's useless complaining.
Yes, that's right.
It's useless complaining later. And please, those of you that are here and those that are going to be watching this discourse later, don't make a mistake and say the Guru shouldn't be getting involved in politics. I stated in last week's satsang that Lord Ram was in politics, Lord Krishna was in politics, and God is the absolute politician. God, the Lord, is the absolute politician. In Sanatan Dharma, he has 330 million cosmic administrators. He has the working committee. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara is the working committee for this universe. Beneath the working committee is Lord Indra, and beneath Lord Indra, who is the head or prime minister, there are 330 million Devis and Devtas that take care of this cosmos. The air that you are breathing, the fire, the sunlight, the moonshine, everything is taken care by a personification of that dimension. And heading that is the Supreme Lord. And this ashram, the Sri Narayan Dham, is a ministry in the presidency. This ashram, the Sri Narayan Dham, if you understand politics, then it is a ministry in the presidency. It is the only one of its kind on the African continent. This dimension of spirituality is the only one of its kind on the on the African continent, the first to be inaugurated with 100% Vedic injunctions. So Visvin, you have a manifesto and you have the South African Constitution. And if you live within your manifesto and the South African Constitution, you're going to be a pure leader. I live within the Vedas. I've taken on people internationally, huge ashrams that exist. I've taken on churches that took me on. I've taken on Muslims that took me on internationally. And I have not had an adverse comment on all our postings from around the world. Why, Visvin? Because I live within the parameters of the Vedas. No gurus have taken me on. Those, when I say Muslims, those that have taken the Vedas on, I have taken them on. And I say Christian, those that have taken the Vedas on, and I have taken them on with the Bible and the Quran. No comebacks. And I'm saying this on Live International because I live strictly within the parameters of the Vedas. Who can touch me? God is my protector. And if you live within your manifesto, and if you live within the constitution of our country, you and your followers are blessed to go the mile. South Africa needs what you brought to the table today, Visvin. You brought the Hindu culture into the mix. You brought the Hindu culture into the mix. I see Indians from various religion groupings. All right? We need this tradition and culture to be entrenched because it's part of our soul. Our soul vibrates with this culture. Okay? I'm not contradicting oneness. I'm not contradicting oneness. But you're going to appeal to a certain vote bank. You're going to appeal to a certain vote bank. And we're giving you that platform here today to speak to that vote bank that you're going to appeal to. The Lord did not need a working committee. The Lord did not need a prime minister for his 330 million cosmic administrators. Lord is omnipresent, omniscient. He can handle everything on his own. But the Lord loves diversity. The Lord loves diversity. You can see it in your apples. You can see it in your bananas. You can see it in your roses. All right? It's because of this diversity that the Lord has created. When you fit in the Lord's program. You fit in the Lord's program so that there can be a thriving diversity in South Africa. There can be a thriving diversity in South Africa. And Visvin, you do not have to fight any political parties. You must just be Visvin Reddy that I knew in 2001. Being Visvin must appeal to the vote bank. Just being you. All right? So those of you that are wondering, how can a guru give Visvin some advice? All right. This ashram is not advertised. It's not for the general public. Whoever lands here, of whatever religion, of whatever creed, of whatever culture, of whatever tradition, God brings you here. God brings you here. All right? Whoever is seated here today, you have merits to sit here today. Your own merits with your own maker of your own understanding. You have merits to be here today. And Visvin is an activist. He falls in my stable. All activists are impatient people, and impatience translates to change. Impatience translates to change. We cannot have patience to see the wrong for so long. Okay? And Visvin, I think he proved it in around 2001. Because I told Jessica that he is the fastest politician on this planet. There is no other politician that has moved as fast as Visvin. 1 week, Minority Front, DA, ANC. Visvin, you did in 1 week? You show me, go into the annals of history and find one politician that moves as fast as Visvin. He moved because he was impatient. He didn't like. When he saw the facade, he went in. When he saw what was in, he went out. Yes, Visvin?
Correct.
Yes, because you didn't need the money, you didn't need the fame. Yes?
Yes, correct.
Yes, he was already famous. And Mr. Rajbansi left a few garages for you. So you had the money. Visvin, I hope you are not eyeing that 62 million that was left over undeclared. All right? So, I'm sure, Visvin, and I appeal to you, just go in as Visvin Reddy. You have a following. You have people. We do not need to create anything. We know the truth. In South Africa, all of us has been suffering. We know who made us suffer. We know who the sellouts are. We know who is doing appeasement politics. We know everything. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So like when I was in politics, let me just go quickly to 2001 so all of you understand me. It was when your people. All right? Now they are our people. We. In 2001, I went into politics with this face that I saw. Multi-religious, multicultural. It's my dream. And when I see you seated here today, my reason for being an activist in 1978 is fulfilled. You understand? I've tried to go there, Visvin, through many social committees, through politics. It was a difficult journey. As I said, I have not stopped working. That was the first time I became publicly political, is when I joined this organization. I think you know what I'm talking about. This president he's late now, please hope his soul rest in peace. But whilst he was around, he harassed social order. He used to walk into courts, the magistrates used to run away, prosecutors should run away. He used to walk into the police station, the station commanders should run away. Wherever he went, people ran for their life.
Even the voters.
Even the voters. And I was the Secretary General of his organization. I held an esteemed position. I used to write all the articles that should be published in the newspaper. My emotions should get published. Like Visvin, I went in when I saw the facade. But when I landed inside, I warned him, please contain yourself within the parameters of the law. And this guy, they were big, Visvin, all right? And I was alone. But the truth, the activist in me did not allow me. He, just for that one seat in a eThekwini council, he had 3 people arrested, a pastor, a 65-year-old man, and a pawnbroker, falsely arrested with his connected reservist policeman. He gave them money and he charged them for extortion. All right? And I was a witness to this, the single witness. And I had him locked up. Same person who policemen used to run. He used to search policemen in Chatsworth shopping center. If a policeman was carrying Checkers packet, he would reprimand them for doing shopping. He used to carry a hand machine gun on his shoulder. You remember, Visvin? Yes, he harassed the whole community. And I stood up against him. I had him arrested. The case took 10 years. And I was alone. The police that's supposed to protect me did not protect me. The politicians who were supposed to protect me did not protect me. Those 3 people that were involved at that time, Guru was an ordinary, westernized Indian. They promised me that I'll eat chops every day. As soon as they were released, I never saw the chops. Okay? So, single-handedly, I presented myself at court, a single witness. I made sure he was convicted. And I didn't need any more witnesses. I only needed one witness with me, and that was the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord made me speak the truth, no matter how many times I was cross-questioned, and from how many directions they questioned me, there was only one truth in this entire thing. At that point in time, Visvin was, well, there's some older people here, you'll remember Butterworth, Himalayas, you'll remember? So we knew if we went to Butterworth, we'll just go to Butterworth and we'll go home. That clan that went to Himalaya will just go to Himalaya and go home. But after our time, there came a scenario, it was called club hopping. So we spent 2 hours there, 2 hours there, 2 hours there, 2 hours there. So that time, Visvin was party hopping, and I was involved with this man. At the same time, 2001 was.
You were club hopping, I was party hopping.
Yes. All right. At the same time, when Visvin and I were politicians together, then I went underground for how long, Jessica? Yeah, 2008 I came back. From 2001, 2008 I came back. I joined Terra Lakota. I became the provincial executive member of Congress of the People, and I met Jessica, and I think her first meeting was with me, and we recruited her into COPE. So I come from a political background, so that you can understand when I'm discussing politics, politics is running through my veins, but I'm sitting here today as a guru, so that all of you have an understanding that the guru has practiced first and now he is preaching. I'm not telling your leader what to do, but I want to hold his hand and walk with him and all of you. And Visvin, I'm offering myself to you in your campaign in this run-up to these local government elections. You or your followers, your leaders from the different wards and different regions, if you need me, if you book me in advance, if you tell me in advance, then I'm prepared to come out and stand with you. I won't be giving any speeches. I won't be giving any speeches, I won't be giving any talks. I just want to be seen with you. You are now politicians, you need to convince the people and the vote banks to vote. All right? That out of the way, I think we're going to do Aarti just now, Visvin. Those of you that want to get involved in the Aarti, it's your choice. Those of you who feel uncomfortable, or if you belong to a different religion or denomination, then we respect you. Our motto in the satsang is, respect all, worship your own. Respect all, worship your own. So we would not be offended. We don't want you to perform anything you do not like. God has created different religions and different traditions so that people can be happy in those religions and traditions. Are there any questions? Anyone from Visvin side? So a little bit about the Sri Narayan Dham. The Sri Narayan Dham, if you trace it backwards, it goes to creation. It goes to creation. All our teachings, every aspect of our undertaking at the Sri Narayan Dham is in its absolute Vedic form. On my right is my spiritual master. On my right hand side, if you look, my spiritual master. I met him through a photograph. He had left his body already 1 year before. I got a small photograph from him, this size photograph. On our left is Lord Sri Ramanuj. He appeared 1,000 years ago and he synthesized all the Vedic injunctions which I am expounding currently. I've been to India 5 times. I've followed the path of Lord Ram. I've followed the path of Lord Krishna. I've been to South India. I've been to Sri Rangam, where you see Lord Sri Ramanuj. His body is still there today in a mummified form, but with no chemicals. His body exists lifeless. All right? His nails continue to grow. His hair continues to grow, but there is no soul in that body. It's in Sri Rangam, in South India. He synthesized the Vedas and he brought sense into the Vedas. Then he walked throughout India, north and south, and he gave life to the Vedic culture. 1,000 years later, I have that mission from my spiritual master and him to internationally bring the Vedic culture back to life and its originality. Okay, so this is the Sri Narayan Dham. My spiritual master's instructions to me, spiritually, is to create a divine society. He did not say a divine Hindu society, he said divine society. So divine society means including all religions. And Lord Sri Ramanuj, he stated that we must respect all, worship our own, and equality for all. So in Hyderabad, there's a huge statue that's going to be inaugurated of Lord Sri Ramanuj anytime now. COVID has held it back, where we are expounding equality for all across the world. And this is why we have embarked on this mission of bringing political leaders like Visvin onto this platform, so that we can practically experience equality for all. Okay? Equality for all has been a theory in the Bible, in the Quran, in the Vedas since time immemorial, but very few people had capacity to practice it. So we've become practical, we bring in you to our platform, and we are practically experiencing what you experience today. Equality for all. Okay, we're going to do Aarti now. I don't want to get too much into Visvin's time. I hope everyone had a healthy breakfast, because once we give Visvin the mic, I don't know what time you're going to have your meals. Jai Shriman Narayan.